everybody, welcome back for another video game review here at Lights Camera Rant. At this particular episode, we're going to be looking at Evil Genius 2 World Domination. So before we get into it, please always like this video because it does help a lot and it's greatly appreciated. So this particular game was a lot of fun to play and it's been a long time coming, and I was so super excited for this because a little backstory is this game came out in March 2021 and it only came out for PC, and I'm not a PC gamer, and I thought, gonna have to be able to get a PC or gonna have to wait for the Steam Deck, which in the end, until a couple of months ago, that actually got delayed as I'm recording this video. So in the end, I thought, oh, well, I'm not gonna be able to play it because this is actually a sequel to its 2004 counterpart, which I originally played when it first came out. It was a lot of fun and I played hours and hours. So when this sequel got announced, I was all for it, which was a surprise. So I didn't even know it was in the works because the original studio that made this game went under. Because this particular one is made by a company called Rebellion. So the developer for this I've known for Sniper Elite, the Simpsons game, if you want to turn time further enough back, as well as Alien vs Predator, which was actually a lot of fun to do in that particular game. So, in which we all know the Sniper Elite, you can go on TikTok and you can see all the wonderful kill cam shots you can see, especially in some particular spots. So, as I said, Evil Genius 2, and the reason why I was so excited was because the fact that after it came out in March, a couple of months later, it got announced it was coming to console, and I was over the moon for it. I was like, take my money. Because the fact, like, usually these games stay on PC because I've seen it all over Steam. Steam had a very special sale on a launch. This game, with the fact that you could go back and you could still buy the original, you could still buy it now. And it's still a lot of fun. It's still graphics, obviously, 2004, 2022, but it's still a lot of fun. So I was very excited. So when it came to console, got it straight away, had to play it. So this particular game is like somebody watched James Bond and thought, you know, this James Bond guy's won 17 times. How many James Bond movies there are? What happens if the villain won? Like come on, let's think about that. So it's from that idea that this game, kind of spoof kind of game, came about, and it basically puts you in the shoes of a supervillain, and your idea is to build your lair on a nice mysterious island in the middle of nowhere, build your crew, your henchmen, your base, your coin, and world domination, basically. And look, Farley, from the original 2004 game to this one, massive upgrade, great detail. But let's get into the gameplay. Let's show you what this game's all about. So when you start a new game, basically you get to pick from 4 supervillains. Me personally, I picked Maximilian because I'm a huge James Bond fan, and I'm gonna go with the classic. So as you can see, each 4 villain has their own bio, has their own special abilities, own special little things that can help you throughout the game. So when you do start this game, keep this very conscious in mind on what you like to focus on. So I'm more of a Halo Wars, City Skylines, Tropico. I was just trying with the name Tropico. That's kind of more my style. Don't get me wrong, I like first-person shooters. I love Call of Duty, not the recent ones, but when zombies first came about, Call of Duty, Black Ops, all of them, Modern Warfare, the original. But I'm more into this, more of like, strategizing, building, back in the day, which I'm still clamoring for, is a new Command and Conquer. Please, come on. Like, what's taking so long? So this game appeals a lot to my strengths, and that's why I had so much fun with this. So back on track. So when you're going through this, so you get to pick your supervillain, so then you get to pick your island. So similar thing, even the island has its own strengths and weaknesses that you gotta choose from. More so the size, obviously the depth, as you can see, there's multiple different levels, as well as how easy it is for access for the good guys to access your island. Because obviously you got the front door, but there's always a back door to get back in for any of these super good guys. You really don't want entering your base because they're all after you, the supervillain. So when you do pick that, you pick those two. So when you get into this game, so obviously the story mode is really basic, but quite detailed. Story-wise, so you've got your main story, as well as you do actually have a lot of side quests as well to keep you going, which as you progressing the main story, there are missions that you do got to keep in mind. The fact that, do your side quests at the same time. Don't try and rush it, because you do see a warning saying that if you do progress, some side missions won't work. So the main storyline is obviously stay at your base, set your power, make a presence, doing little missions here and there to let everybody know that you're the new baddie in place, and to make sure the fact that they know as well. So obviously you got to start doing those missions. So once you start building your base, which as you build your base, you get a lot of choices. So obviously you get your lunchroom, you got your armory, you got your vault, your control room, you've got your what do you call the damn thing? Like doctors, obviously, your food, as well as you go, staff room as well. Got to keep those guys happy. So the does give you a lot of choice like that as you're building your base. And when you are building your base, keep in mind that in fact you're always going to expand. So as I said, each island comes with 4 levels. However, there's different layers of rock that you do have to cut through, but you do have to research that to be able to progress. So when you're progressing through the story, keep in mind for the greater expansion as you go on, so don't trap yourself. Keep the bigger picture in mind. So obviously when you start, you don't have a lot of coin, you gotta build that. So the way to do that is you gotta build your control room. So once you build your control room, this gives you access to the world map. This is what you're going to be looking at a lot of the time. This is where you can do all your schemes. This is where you send out minions. This is how you send out henchmen. This is how you know bad guys are coming to you. So as you can see, you basically create a criminal network in each particular place. They all have 3 levels to each area across the world map. So the idea is, keep in mind, is to upgrade those, because as you upgrade those, your missions become more valuable, the loot becomes more valuable, and more intense missions do come. So there's missions of steal plans, steal the Statue of Liberty's arm, steal what was it? What I found the other day? The Sands of Time. There's about 20 different loot items you can get. So keep in mind, when you do get more loot items, more super good guys are going to come after you. So as you look at it, so this is the thing is how you can manage everyone going everywhere. This is how you build your notoriety to become a super villain. So obviously anything small, as you can see, is something basic, and as you go story missions, they're a lot larger. So in that sense, you got your main story, you can do that, but your side quests, as I said, a lot of small things that you can do to keep you going. So there is a lot of content in this game. You can't really steamroll through it. I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot to be going. A good addition to this is the fact that because this game came out on PC in March, and console players got it in November, the fact that they've already done a lot of DLC. So when you get this game, there's already 6 DLC packs that you can download to obviously add to the giant, more missions, more henchmen, more bad guys that you can bring into your evil scheme. So there's a lot of grind to that, but it's a lot to go with, and it's a lot of fun, trying to go through all that, trying to become a super villain. As well as, I didn't know this game's actually still kind of actually a little bit funny, because the fact that your supervillain talks to henchmen, talks to minions, which you can see goes into a small cutscene, because obviously it's all like cartoonish, but when you do zoom in, it is very detailed, and you can tell that a lot of TLC has gone into this. But as your supervillain is talking to all these different characters, you can see that it's a lot funny, because he does understand the fact that what type of game you're playing, and you're trying to be a supervillain, which is a lot of fun. It's a good twist. You don't always want to be the hero. Graphics wise, as I said, there's a lot of detail to it when you really zoom in, and it looks very clean, and there's no little glitch or anything when you zoom in or zoom out or go to different levels at all. So I love the graphics in that type of cartoon style, and I love the fact that regardless of how zoom in, how zoomed out, it's still very crisp. But so graphics wise, thumbs up. Story, thumbs up. And getting into the controls, so usually with these games, you got to keep in mind Command and Conquer, Halo Wars, all these type of games, sometimes when they come from PC, because obviously that's what they're first designed for, it doesn't really translate in controls trying to do it, which I think a lot of people will completely understand. However, as I was playing with the game, give me like an hour trying to get through all the different side things to get into it. So the main mission map, your construction, your strategy, your minions, which you have, about 10 you can pick from, and there's a lot of decor options as well. You can scroll through to pick anything, so you can really detail your base to your personal liking. But basically, give it like an hour or so, and you've got the controls down pat. So I found that quite seamless in trying to base build, decor, and just trying to organize and get the things really quickly, which if you want to build, that's fun straight away. You don't have to scroll up or down. And if you need your henchmen because you're getting invaded, then that's also an option as well, which you can do a quick shortcut to get to the main stuff that you need. So the controls was wonderful. So the reason why you can be very quick in your controls is because of the fact that you're becoming a supervillain, obviously. So you are a supervillain. So all the good guys are going to want to invade your base. So when you're building your base, you have a casino as a front. So, but good guys are going to come. They're going to try and get to your base. They're going to try and kill you, steal your money, or steal the loot that you've stolen. So you got to keep in mind, as well as traps, there's a lot of strategy to this game as well. So you got to keep that in mind, and you got to always make sure to keep very aware and then make sure the good guys don't have easy access, because you will be attacked by the army. You'll be attacked by investigators, rogues, super agents, even henchmen that just don't plain like you. So you got to keep that in mind. So all this together, it's a really fun game if you're a big, strategizing as well as base building, that kind of aspect, which is its very strong suit. I didn't have any glitches to it, except for one, which was like a sound thing. Sometimes the sound for different, if you just click on a minion or you just click on this, make me like a sound. Oh, it's terrible. But sometimes that would cut out. And sometimes what I found is the fact it would cut out and come back, or it won't come back at all. But I didn't have any game-breaking glitches like I did experience with Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have done a review for, which is the only other video on this particular channel. But, with Guardians of the Galaxy, there was a few glitches that were actually game-breaking. But besides the sound, I didn't have any glitches on this game, which was fantastic, except for that sound one, which is not really game-breaking. Just noticed the fact that as you were playing, I was like, it's awfully silent. That's because it's stuffing up. And the only other thing, that little negative thing about this game is the fact that some of the side missions, you do find a little bit repetitive, like you got to go here, you got to go there, and it's just almost like the same kind of thing. You just go into a different location on the map. That can get a little bit repetitive depending on the type of person you are, so keep that in mind. It's still, different dialogue, different area, but it's same kind of thing. Get this, get that. And sometimes you have to give off like about 3 or 4 of your crew to go out and do the job, and they don't return. And what you're waiting on is for them to retrain up and to get ready to go again. So you're doing a lot of waiting, and obviously you can't do too many missions, because if you don't have enough crew, then you can't do it. Quite simple. So that was only really 2 negatives I found in this game. But overall, as you can see from the gameplay, it is quite detailed and every little thing that you want to know in your criminal empire. So overall, story, fantastic, lots of content there. Graphics-wise, beautiful in that cartoon style. Had no issues with that. 2 negatives, the sound glitch, and slightly repetitive. But this is Lights Camera Rant approved. I recommend it if you're into that kind of strategy and base building, as I said. And look, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. And look, as always, like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like it? Do you prefer the 2004 version? Because the fact I did notice that when someone dies, you put them in the freezer. So that was very like old school. But this particular one, I noticed you just put them in the furnace. I was like, it was kind of more evil that you just put them in a freezer and you still saw their body bag hang there for a while. So I was like, oh, yeah, I guess, gotta be a little bit, a little bit more modern. Of course, you're gonna burn it, save space. But yeah, but do you prefer this version? Do you like this type of style, or do you find the game is too repetitive? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, guys, happy ranting.